is Tyler, and I don't know, I'm just here. I mean, I'm trying to get involved in something bigger than myself and trying to help the community in other ways, and just try to tear down, I guess my overall objective would be to help tear down the fallacies of thinking that include racism and sexism and other ways that really divide human beings. And that's why I'm here, and I want to help Social Symmetry in many ways to achieve that goal and others. So.
There's a unifier against racism, sexism, ageism,
The whole 9 yards.
And the whole 9 yards, and arrogance too.
Yes.
I'm working on a lot of things that I truly believe in, and Social Symmetry is just, I don't know, somebody that it's a group of people who can make that happen for me. Really, like, you get together and you talk about ideas, and you usually, you know, most likely end up building off those ideas. Right. And there's just millions and millions of ideas. I see so much potential in each and every one of the people who are going to get involved with Social Symmetry. So that's why I'm here. I also started, the first thing I'm starting is this whole Project Wheelie thing. I'm getting people who are just like, you know, in a chair, wheelchair bound in any way, whatever disability it is. I want to get them in a group together, kind of like AA, but not the same thing. We all have something similar that's happened to us. Maybe not, you know, the same experience or similar experiences, but this, you know, experience connects us so that we can talk about our insecurities in such a way where we eliminate them and overcome them and become better. You know, like I don't know how I strived for this, but I want to be involved in whatever wheelchair sport is out there, just to inspire other people who are in chairs to not conform to the chair.
Well, it sounds great. Now, can I ask you, are you a wheelchair user?
I am, yeah.
Okay, because I can't see, I didn't know that. But what I used to do for a living was build support groups for people with disabilities.
Wow.
And advocacy, and I was in many court appearances on people who would not let someone that utilizes a wheelchair on a vehicle or a dog guide. And I also promote people first language, because the way to change the way people think, in my opinion, in the movement that I was involved in New Jersey, is to start with the words. Because if we use words about ourselves, like if I introduce myself and I focus on the blindness, so is the other person going to focus on that? So we focus on, I'm me, and I happen to be blind. Not exactly in those words, but like I would, like, it's people first language. It's really hard to explain it better than that. Like, most people would call a dog guide a guide dog, but I call it a dog guide. And I am Marquita Greenberg now, and I'm 55 years old, and I've been in the field of disability since I was about 19 years old. I started out mental health, but once I lost vision, I decided that I was not good for my clients, because many mental responses, mental clues for a response to a seizure or a breakdown are visual. So I turned my focus to other disabilities, and actually was going to become a lawyer. And I lost my sight totally, and a child died in the same year, and then my 5-year-old had open heart surgery, all within 5 months. So I decided not to go back to school for a year, and during that year I was offered the position that I held for 25 years in an independent living center, which is not a place where people live, but they do what we're talking about. They have core services to help the community to understand and try to change the perceptions of people and get rid of some of the, what did I say, get rid of some of the, because we're never going to get rid of all corruption, but we can try to make a difference as big as possible.
Okay, well, my name's Jerry. I met Dr. Howlett in a philosophy class, and we were talking about the ring of Gagos. And the idea behind the ring of Gagos was you put on a ring and you become invisible and you can do whatever you want. So I said, okay, well, what if somebody used the ring for something good, or something productive, or something that benefited society? And the semester ended. We had talks of starting a club or an organization. And I was about to leave for Bermuda. I left for Bermuda, and I traveled through Bermuda for about a month. And then I went to Charlevoix, Michigan for the summer. And built the plans, laid the groundwork. We came back and we started Social Symmetry. Social Symmetry was a nonprofit designed to benefit aid society by improving upon the current social landscape. And it's everything within our social environment. Affects us, and whatever we consume, we become more of whatever we're consuming. So you're consuming the news, all the time. Well, then you're processing a lot of fear-based information that you're going to eventually, stay at that fear-based frequency or that fear-based level. If you eat GMO foods, you're not feel right. You're going to have certain things happen to you, just like your water. Any of the things that were placed into our environment all ultimately affected the outcome of what we can become. And so, it created a lot of existential frustration because a lot of people didn't know what they were consuming. They were completely oblivious to what they were consuming. And, that got to me a little bit because I felt like, these issues should be allowed to be talked about. We should be allowed to talk about complex social issues. We should be allowed to think of innovative solutions that we can implement at a local level. And so with that idea in mind, we started Social Symmetry, and now we are creating a quasi-news organization that kind of relates and raises awareness on complex social issues while inspiring students to become the greatest versions of themselves. And it's whatever the limitations they perceive to have, we try to work with them and to transcend those. And because there's only one of you, there'll never be another one. You cannot be replicated, you cannot be duplicated, and enough people really truly don't believe in themselves. So we feel that everybody has something they can offer and contribute to society. And Social Symmetry is a way that each individual that would want to contribute to something to society would be able to, regardless of any disability, or regardless of race, or regardless of creed, regardless of ideas or ideologies. Social Symmetry brings in all components of society and strives for equal balance among parts. And it is that equal balance that we find that we create symmetry within ourselves, and we are able to kind of create symmetry within society. And so now our goal is to recruit and to raise awareness to 60,000 college students here at IRSC and make our programs available to them by way of service learning programs, by way of opportunities for volunteering, by way of different projects and ventures that we have going on, through video documentaries, to our magazines, to our even video series. We want our members to not only embody the idea that they are their greatest version, but each one of our members are equally going out and inspiring others just by existing. Your existence alone is enough to inspire and empower others, and to bring others to that feeling of well-being, to that feeling of growth, that feeling of wanting to be more. And then we provide the venues to create that experience, to communities. We partner with local organic restaurants, establishments, local organic farms, yoga studios, anywhere we could establish a rapport within a community and then create community events that our students can go to talk about these issues, and then to not only talk about them but to provide solutions, because everywhere we're looking, everyone has a solution, but all of it ends in some type of mass genocide, or it's really crazy ideas. We could come in and we could be responsible over our consumption and take our consumption seriously, and really realize that we create our own realities. Everything a part of our reality that we create. So we have that power, and we want to empower the youth within our college to really come to the level of being where they could truly, fully understand that, and give them the means to reach that, to access that point of creating their own reality. And then once they become unfettered and unhinged, use that creative consciousness and create innovative programs that benefit and aid society, organic gardens in impoverished communities, or it's working with local law enforcement departments to create citizens and internal investigation units that work hand in hand with police officers. you know, removing the taboo of corruption, removing the taboo of, you know, of everything else. And, you know, social symmetry is created to create change, but change without an ideology, change without something to convert to or something to buy into. It's just, it's something good for all to enjoy. And for
That
all
you
to
sort of
work on.
basically, whatever change that you're absorbing is not really imposed on you. We have many platforms and many ways that we're going to do this, but you're going to do it so that you're empowering yourself. But the irony of this meeting is that you see that you're the only flower among us, a woman, and this group is very much into empowering women, which is half of the population. The world stifles women, and women's rights are foremost among us, and you will see a lot of women in our organization. But in this meeting, you're the one woman. So I don't want you to think that you're just one woman among all these males.
No, I'm comfortable in any setting, because if the entire world would go blind for a day and see what it's like to see the world from the inside out, a lot of our perceptions would change. And what you're proclaiming to be interested in doing, Jerry, is wonderful, but there's so many facets to it, because we're working with people who already have been programmed, and a lot of negative things go on in this world, things that I find unbelievable that they're allowed to go on. And I really, when Mr. Allen told me about this group, I wanted to be part of it, because I would like to see a lot of change.